Niajeni wanze, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. And now there's a new baby in town. The former Nairobi governor Mike Sonko launched a new baby in town. What is this name? This baby called National Economic Development Party, NEDP. So Nation walikuwa wameandika, former Nairobi governor Mike Sonko has announced his return to city and national politics following the full registration of the National Economic Development Party, NEDP, on Tuesday. Sonko received the party's certificate of full registration, declaring his intention to influence the politics of the city and the country ahead of the 2027 general elections. He is listed as the party leader, and Naomi Chebet Masai and Anthony Manyara has been named as deputies. So, basically Mike Sonko is the party leader, and then Naomi Chebet Masai and Anthony Manyara. Mtu anakaa familiar kwa hii list ni Anthony Manyara. He's been at the forefront kutetea ma comrades, and I saw his post pale IG and FB akisema that this is the comrades party. So basically Sonko has tried to ride into this wave of youth and all that to form his party. I want us now to delve in what might be the reason for this party, what are the possibilities, and what should we expect. Wenye nchi nataka niwapeleke nyuma kidogo. Hapo 1992, the Kenya's first multi-party election after the return of pluralism. After the return of pluralism. This was the first multi-party election. And in 1992, kwa wale ancestors, I know Moso watu wananisikiza saa hii, by that time you are still makido, or you are not even conceived. So in 1992 there were several presidential candidates, and there were people were voting. So the first presidential candidate, as you all know, was Daniel Toroitich arap Moi. Second was Matiba. Third was Kibaki. There was Odinga, there was Anyona, Suma, and many others. And this was the first multi-party election. In those elections, the incumbent, who was Daniel Toroitich arap Moi, emerged the winner with 1,906,290. Okay, let me do that again. 1,906,290 votes. He was followed by Kenneth Matiba with 1,353,907 votes. Then the second runner-up was Mwai Emilio Kibaki with 1,004,665 votes. Then there was Odinga, 901,271 votes, and Anyona, 13,891 So, but now I want to measure my analysis on the first three candidates. Just before this election, it is said that Moi almost gave up on these elections because he knew he was not going to win. But they had a plan and devised a plan on how to do it. So what they did is they poured a certain amount of money just to make Matiba run against Kibaki. Because if you look at those figures, if Matiba and Kibaki were on the same vote basket, they would have gotten 2,357,000 and around more than that votes. So Moi and the intelligence guys knew this. That's why he was willing to go home, because he knew this was gone. But now Lin Jiru came up with a plan, and they introduced the Matiba factor, and the Matiba factor worked well in their favor, while disadvantaging Mwai Kibaki and costing him the presidency. And this is the video of Lin Jiru at Dr. Kingori explaining the same.
Moi looked at the wave against him and the Kanu establishment. Then he told me, let's pack up and go.
Oh.
Yes.
In 1992?
Yes.
He wanted to leave?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He said, you cannot win this. I told him, no, we are not going anywhere. Give me time. He said, do you have a formula? I said, we shall craft one.
Okay.
So I telephoned a few friends, somebody from the intelligence, Kalenjin, some Kikuyus who are Borokano. We crafted a formula. So we told him, we want so many million, a couple of millions of shillings. And he said, are you going to manage? We said, we are going to manage. We went to government printer. We told the government printer was a lawyer called Sheldon Muchilwa. I think he was from Bonyore. We shall kill you. What we are going to do here, you shut up. We want hundreds of thousands of posters ikiwa na picha ya Matiba. And if you make any noise, we will finish you. Sema sawa. Posters ikatoka. Tuko na vijana kuwalipa kuweka kila mahali. Matiba for president. Tukaona Kamaru, musician from Murang'a, Dika Kamau, and other musicians. Chukua pesa, tunga nyimbo za kusifu Matiba. Now when Matiba was coming from London, we organized bus magari ya para stato. Ikatolewa namba, tukaweka namba ya raia kupeleka watu who are friendly from Rift Valley. Kati Matiba alifika airport, wakifanya hivi, found us here. He went mad with excitement. Alipoulizwa, who will be the president? Akasema, let the people decide. Ameruka Kibaki sasa. So now, we convinced Matiba's press that people in the Rift Valley are so excited about Matiba's entry into the presidential race. I would like for him to face it. Tukaorganize watu kutoka STEM Hotel mpaka hapa Union Campsite. Tukanjaza watu wakumshangilia na maposters. Now we knew newspapers might downplay, so we bought space ya kuweka hiyo picha na nini. Tukaita Shikuku, tukampatia milioni 5. Tukamwambia hiyo, go and convince some of the parliamentary aspirants to run with the Matiba's party. So akina Benjamin Magwaga, Javan Omani, Nicodemus Ganiri, Apili Wawire, tukapata hao, kapatia pesa ya kusimama. Unaelewa?
Yes.
So tukamwambia aarike Matiba kule aone vile anapendwa. So tukaambia Shikuku sema na Kiluya ile ya ndani kabisa. Mchague Matiba manake ni mgonjwa, akikufa ni mita chukua. Akasema bila halala. Sasa Matiba afuire. Alafu akauliza Matiba, si Matiba ni kweli? Matiba akasema ni kweli. But he did not know what agreeing to.
Yes.
Nasikia?
Yes.
So now within Kikuyu area kukawa narrative. Kiambu wametoa Kenyatta. So Murang'a ndio inatakiwa itoe president. Unasikia?
Yes. Yes.
Na Nyeri hivi. Lakini Nyeri wakakataa wakakwama na Kibaki. So Kiambu na wao hawataki Kibaki. So Kiambu wakaingia kwa Matiba na Murang'a. So Nyeri part of Kirinyaga wengi wakaingia kwa Kibaki. So na Raila wakagawanya.
You can get the full interview at Dr. King'ori's YouTube channel. Now, this got me wondering, is it the same tactic at play? Is it that 1992 replaying itself under our own eyes? Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, but hear me. As long as this tactic has been tested and proven that it can work, President Ruto, I know, can go to great lengths to try and retain power and secure a second term, as much as it may be. So he might try several things, and with the birth of this new party, which is led by Sonko, and as very many media outlets such as Nation is putting it, is that he has come up with this new party to engage in the national political discourse and the city and 2027 presidential ambitions. What does that mean? It means one thing. It is bringing a factor into this already overwhelmed system. I want you to check at this clip of Cheriot, the Senate Majority Leader, speaking about how few governors in the past have been impeached without proper procedure. Yes, it can be so insignificant, but in politics you don't take anything for a chance, because maybe he was trying to exonerate him as a part of a bigger plan to ensure that he comes in as a third force. Here's the video of Senator Cheriot saying the same.
Be before us. As we speak today, Mr. Speaker, it still pains me when I see two governors, one of them actually Governor Mike Sonko and Governor, what was his name? Governor of Waititu. The truth of the matter, any human being knows that threshold was never achieved in those two county assemblies. In fact, if you read through the pleadings that were brought before us, it was clear and obvious. Yet this house, back then, because of the prevailing political environment in the country at that particular time, we were told in black and white that you are not the county assembly. Don't count. Just proceed and listen to the case. I am happy that at least we have refined our processes to a point that county assemblies know that we will come and check. We will have to satisfy ourselves that you followed the procedure, Mr. Speaker, before eventually making a determination.
They say the devil is in the details. That's why every small bit, every detail we have to pay attention to. Tunajua vizuri Aaron Cheriot is Ruto's ally, and basically whatever he speaks is the mind of William Samoei Ruto, President of Kenya. So akisema that Sonko was not duly impeached and processes were not followed, it gives that exoneration kind of attitude and trying to make him look in a good way. So maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, but this could be another good, well orchestrated ploy to make sure that 1992 repeat itself. Why am I insisting on this? And maybe you'll be asking yourself, Sonko can't be a threat to anyone. Yes, Sonko cannot be a threat. Okay. If we start looking at the tribal lines, because mostly in Kenya, no matter what we say, but that is it. Actually, the opposition is basing their win for 2027 elections along the tribal lines. So when we are analyzing this thing, we also have just to use the same metrics. As we say, the tribal lines. The Kenya's favorite candidate right now is Kalonzo Musyoka. Kalonzo Musyoka comes from Ukambani, the same as Mike Mbuvi Sonko. Yes, Mike Sonko and Kalonzo Musyoka, you can't put them on the same weighing scale. Kalonzo is much too heavier. He's a heavyweight than Mike Sonko. But I'm telling you one thing, with government's weight on your back and that state machinery and funding, Sonko can give him a run for his money. The same thing that applied in Mbeere North. Wamudende was not a very heavy and popular candidate as compared to Karish, but with government's machinery and state-backed he was able to win. The process and the way he won, whether is it honest, transparent, that's a discussion for another day. But right now, looking at Sonko, government can decide to fund him, use state machinery and everything possible to pose him as the kingpin of the Kamba people, using that his new party to push him until the elections in 2027. That will be a challenge to Kalonzo Musyoka and the opposition leader candidate. So, Sonko will have a backing of Kamba and the same as Nairobi people. If whatever I'm saying is correct, what that means is just he will be dividing the opposition votes, and whatever happens in 1992 might repeat itself, and handing Ruto his second term on a silver platter. So kwa leo wenye nchi ni hayo tu kwa sasa. I'll urge you to subscribe, to even encourage me to do more of this analysis. Will get better as time moves by. Thank you. And don't forget that this country belongs to you. You are the owner of this country. Wewe si mwananchi. Wewe ni mwenye nchi. You decide where this country goes. Thank you.